I literally am just happy to have made it through the morning because my kids have been absolutely bonkers. Like, it has to be a full moon or something. I have no idea what's going on. So today is Monday, December 5th. It's currently about 7:15 in the morning. I got up around, I was supposed to get up at 6. I think I got up around 6:20. I just couldn't do it. Sad part is I will probably be the earliest I get up all week. I am not a morning person at all. So I'm going to head to school. It's about a 15-minute drive for me. I am going to stop and get coffee along the way because at this point that's really just a necessity. It's not an option. And I will get to school hopefully around 7:35, 7:40ish, and then by the time I carry all my stuff in, I'll have about a half an hour until the kids start coming in because they come in around 8:15. So for those of you who don't realize how close I live to Target, this is my apartment complex. That's Target.
Good morning, may I take your list?
Good morning. Can I get a medium iced coffee with the French vanilla swirl and cream, please?
No, of course, anything else?
Nope, that'll be it.
253.
All right, thank you. Of course, I already have the money out because I get this every single morning and I already know how much it's going to be. So this would look much better if there wasn't a huge dumpster in the background. So just in case you only ever see those like Pinterest perfect classrooms being posted, this is what it actually looks like once my students are here. It is definitely a mess, and right now this is actually pretty clean because I actually have a half-day sub today. We have PD in the afternoon for math, so I actually kind of cleaned up my room on Friday, so this is it looking pretty good. But as you can see, like, I have piles of paper just kind of sitting out at my back table. I have big piles of books that I'm still trying to label for my classroom library. I have my students' math homework folders that I need to put the new homeworks in this afternoon, and more books that need to be labeled for my library. Not to mention, this is what my student book bins look like. Like, are we serious right now? You didn't even try. So I have this huge bag of mini marshmallows that I got from my e.l.f. Inferencing product that you saw in my last video, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with them, so I was thinking of just handing them out to my students as a behavioral incentive because at this point I'm definitely not above bribery. So my e.l.f. is all set up this morning for the first inferencing that I'm doing with my students. And this is a fail teacher moment. I give my students Rice Krispie treats when they get either an A on a big test or they improve their score from the last test by a lot. And I definitely needed to get more of these this weekend and completely forgot. So I actually have PD today. I am in my classroom until 11:45 this morning, and then a substitute comes for the afternoon. So I did go ahead and lay out my substitute binder. If you want to see everything that's in it, you can go to a video that I have on my channel all about my sub binder. But I love having this already prepared because all I had to do were quickly type up the plans for this afternoon. And as you can tell, I'm very OCD with them. So again, this is only for the afternoon, and it's like 3 pages long because I include so much more in there than they even need, but I always figure it's better to be prepared and not need it than not be prepared. So it is now about 11:45. My sub just came for my half-day PD. The great part about professional development is that I get to go somewhere else to eat rather than eating in my room, but the bad thing is I actually have to go back to school after I'm done. We have a faculty meeting this afternoon and I have quite a few things to catch up on. Just let it be known that this is what my desk looks like at the end of the day with a substitute. Not to mention the fact that apparently 12 of my kids made it up to the very top of my clip chart today. Somehow I find that very difficult to believe. It is now about 5:04. And our faculty meeting ended around 4:30. Then I spent the last half an hour getting some copies made for my students' homework for math and grading a couple of papers that my students finished up today and putting in request for a substitute in the spring because I get to go on a cruise and I'm very excited about that. But tonight's going to be kind of a late night because progress grades are due tomorrow, plus I need to change out the homeworks in my student math folders, so I will check in with you closer to when that's all done. So I probably should have done this earlier in the day, but I always have people commenting, asking me to do a video on teacher outfits. First of all, I'm the last person on the face of this earth who should be doing that video. I literally dress as comfortably as I can every single day. I really don't put a whole lot of effort into my appearance at all. However, I will show you my outfit today. This is about as fancy as I ever get, like ever. It's pretty simple. This is just a shirt that I got at Kohl's. It's just a basic long sleeve t-shirt. This necklace came from Charming Charlie's. And then I have a pencil skirt. This came from Kohl's and I got it on Black Friday for like 20 bucks. And then I have these gold shoes and these were from Easy Spirit, I believe. They were like $15, but I like them because they're actually really comfortable and they're still somewhat cute. So as you can see, when I stay late at school to get work done, I typically like to work at this back table. I don't know why, but my desk just is not quite enough room for me, and back here I can really spread out. So that's just what I personally prefer. You can see I pretty much always set up my personal laptop and I will watch YouTube videos or Netflix or Hulu or something while I get it done. That helps me take my focus off the work. I will most likely be eating the marshmallows that I brought in, and here is the students' math homework, and I'll just quickly explain how I do this. So we just started using everyday mathematics this school year, so it's actually a new way of doing math homework for me, but this is what has worked for me thus far. It may not be the best way to do it, but basically at the start of each unit, I print off the whole unit of homework for each student. So this is all of Unit 4's homework. I hole punch it and I put it in these plastic homework folders that my students have for math. So these are just plastic folders with prongs on the inside that I got at Target. I quickly put a label with each student's name on it, and basically the whole unit goes in here. Each morning my students just leave it out on their desk opened up to last night's homework. I quickly check it off, and then at the end of the unit I will take out all of the papers and I actually put it over here in my mailboxes to go home, and then I replace it with the new unit of math homework. So I think we have a total of like 9 units throughout the school year, so I really only have to do this 9 times. It is somewhat time consuming. You can see I already took out the last unit of homework. I did that on Friday, but I didn't have enough time to print them out and put them in, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. It should take probably about 15-20 minutes to get it done. Okay, all of my student math folders are done. I put them out on their desk so they can put them in their book bag tomorrow morning. Now it is 5:36, and I now have to do progress reports. They are due tomorrow at noon. I know there is zero way that I will have time in the morning, so I've got to get them done tonight. I'm hoping it won't take too long. All of my grades are in there and updated. Basically, I just have to go in, add comments, add reading levels, math levels, all that, and hopefully I can get it done in I'm gonna be ambitious and say like half an hour, but it will realistically take probably 45 minutes. So just in case anyone is wondering, when I do progress reports or grades, I normally get out my student data binder. This is like a 3-inch binder. As you can see, I have a lot in here and I'm not even halfway through the year. So this is basically where I house all of my student information. So I do keep parent-teacher conference reports on this side. This is a form I made up. I don't have it in my TPT store, but if you're interested, I can definitely put it in there. And then here is where I have all my student information. Obviously, I can't show a whole lot. I put these Post-it notes here to block student names. These are some of like the whole class item analysis from tests that we've taken. And then you can see here I have numbered tabs. I think I got these just like at Walmart, but basically each one of my students is assigned a number, so it makes it really easy. If I'm looking for a particular student, I can just flip to that number. The first page for each student is my student data form where it has a summary of all of their scores. I also keep any writing samples or any low test grades. I make the parents sign them and then I keep them in here just as evidence. So this is basically how I do it. It's nothing fancy. I just take out my big binder, have it right next to me, and then I'm ready to go. So it's 6:30, my progress grades are all done, and I was super excited because I thought that meant that I got to go home until I remembered that tomorrow is Tuesday, and every Tuesday my students have a folder that goes home. We call it their Tuesday folder. Basically, it's where I put graded papers and then any papers from the office that need to go home. The students take it home Tuesday night and they bring it back signed on Wednesday. And unfortunately this weekend I kind of had a grading marathon because grades were due, so I have a ton in my mailbox right now. So you can see up here, that's where I put all of my student papers that are graded and need to go home. And then one of my student jobs is the mailman. Basically, they put all of the papers into their mailboxes and they sort them. However, my student that is my mailman was not here today, so he was not able to put any papers in there, which means I need to do it so that I can put them in the folders and they are ready to go home tomorrow. tomorrow, even though I can almost guarantee that the office will bring down more papers that need to go home at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But fingers crossed that that doesn't happen, and if I get it done tonight, it's one less thing I have to do tomorrow. I'm actually really proud of myself for remembering to move my elf on the shelf before I left for the day. All I need to do now is just print out the letter and I will be all set. If you are wondering how I use this in my classroom, you can check out my last video. There is a full explanation. Forever, always the last one leaving the parking lot. So on my way home, I was trying to figure out what I was gonna do tomorrow because the book that I needed has not come, and it said it wasn't due in until November 8th, I think. So I was trying to figure out what else I could do instead. I got home, I checked my mailbox, and it was here. I'm so happy. So I got the Wild Christmas Reindeer. I'm gonna do the 1 week Rooted in Reading pack by Amy Lemons and Katie King. Last week I did polar bears with my students, and they read a lot of nonfiction books about polar bears and did some research. So this week they are going to do reindeer or caribou, and then we're gonna compare the two, and they're gonna write an opinion piece about which animal they think is more interesting, and that goes with a writing prompt that they will have to do on one of our county assessments. I am gonna give you a tip. If you are ordering books off of Amazon, as much as we would all love to have brand new books, I'm definitely one of those people. I'm very OCD. I like for my books to be new and in good condition. I got this book used off of Amazon. The book itself was only a penny, and then I paid $3.99 for shipping, I believe. But I have to say, it's in really good condition. There's no marks in it. The dust cover is all in good shape, and it's a hardback book. So for $4, I literally could not have done any better. So definitely check out the used options for books on Amazon. Sometimes they do take a little bit longer to ship, but if you plan ahead, it's definitely a great way to save money. Just when you thought I had my life together, this is what my dinner looks like tonight. I have a paper plate because I'm too lazy to do the dishes, a chicken salad sandwich, and an apple. And honestly, for me, this is pretty typical. Those of you who have a family and are also teaching, I seriously have so much respect for you, because there's no way I could come home and like take care of other human beings and cook and clean for them. Like, it just could not happen. This is literally the best of my ability at this point. So it's moments like this that I'm super happy that Target is like literally right next to me. I just had a major teacher fail. I totally forgot that I promised my kids I would get them more Rice Krispie treats because I ran out earlier. I ate my dinner, I sat down to lesson plan, and I remembered that I never went and got them, so I'm gonna be a good person, pull through, run into Target real fast. Hopefully I can only come out with Rice Krispie treats. So this is why it takes me so long to lesson plan. When I can't find something that's exactly what I want, I just end up making my own. This is a ending blends bingo game that I'm making up for one of my small groups tomorrow. If this is something you're interested in, I doubt it is, but if it's something you're interested in, let me know. I can put it in my TPT store for you. So it is 11 something at night. I don't even know what time it is. I know it's after 11 though. I am finally done lesson planning for tomorrow. Please do not think I'm crazy watching this. Like, I'm sure there's people thinking, oh my gosh, this girl doesn't stop. Today was just one of those days where a lot of things all fell on today and I just had to get them done. So it was a lot more than usual. Not every day is like this. Please don't be scared if you're like an education major and you're not in the classroom yet. But I would say I have at least one like long day a week. I do like having it earlier in the week because hopefully that means the rest of my week will go by more smoothly and I won't have quite as much to do and I'll have more free time. I have quite a few products that I'm wanting to get up on TPT. It's just a matter of time, and when I'm working on things for my own personal classroom until 11 p.m., unfortunately those things kind of get pushed to the back burner because I do have to put my students in my classroom first. But I'm going to try my best to get those up later this week or this weekend, or eventually they will come, I promise. I might talk a little bit in this video, I'm not sure. Actually, I'm not even going to say that because I probably won't. But for now, I'm going to go to sleep, so I will try to vlog as much as I can tomorrow, and I will see you then. So it is Tuesday, December 6th. My goal for this channel and doing these vlogs is to be as open and transparent with you all as possible. So really just to give you a real glimpse into my life, and I really don't want to paint any kind of picture that isn't true. So this is about as real as it gets. It is 7:38. I'm just now leaving. I need to be there at 8:15. I was supposed to get up at like 6. Did not happen. I didn't fall asleep until after 1 a.m., so I was absolutely exhausted. I basically got up at 7:10, showered, brushed my hair, didn't even dry it or do anything with it, got dressed and left. So this is about as real as it gets. I do this probably about 4 times a week. So yesterday, me actually getting up and like doing my hair was definitely a big fluke. That does not happen for me on a daily basis. But that being said, I've realized that what my hair looks like, whether or not I have makeup on, what outfit I'm wearing, really does not affect my ability to teach. My kids don't care what I'm wearing, so you know what? When it comes down to it, I need to do what's best for me, and if sleeping in an extra hour is going to make me a happier and better teacher today, then I'm happy I did that. So I told you I would stuff the Tuesday folders and then I would end up getting more papers. So these 2 are from the office. The red one is a newsletter that gets sent home by the school, and then I always use that. I use some of the dates on there in order to make my own classroom newsletter. This is a template by Learning in Wonderland. I highly recommend it. I've been using it for 2 years now, maybe 3 years, and I absolutely love it. And this is what my classroom looks like in the middle of the day. It is absolutely all over the place. It's currently a little bit after noon. I'm currently having my lunch, and I literally am just happy to have made it through the morning because my kids have been absolutely bonkers. Like, it has to be a full moon or something. I have no idea what's going on, and I think the fact that I'm tired doesn't help because I have like 0 patience for it today. But that being said, tomorrow and Thursday my students have testing, so hopefully that will make it go by faster. I don't know. We'll see. So at my school we do something called a Jingle Swap in the winter. Basically you get a gift from someone anonymous, and then you go and pick a name out of the jar and you give a gift to that person, and then it just keeps on going. So I actually just got mine this afternoon, so I'm going to go ahead and open it. So I just opened mine up. One of the first things I saw were these caramel candies, which I'm very excited about because I am not a huge candy person, but definitely in the winter time, like, I love to stash candy in my classroom and just eat it whenever I need like a little pick-me-up. So these look delicious. And then this is a scarf, and I like it because it's navy and it has this silver threading through it, which I think is really pretty, and I really like to wear a lot of scarves in the winter time, so that is perfect. So it's 4:30. I'm officially done for the day, which is awesome because I actually don't have anything that I have to get done tonight. I might work on some things that I need for later in the week or for next week, but if I want to, I can go home and take a nap, which makes me super excited because I never have time to do that, and I'm super exhausted today, so actually a nap sounds really, really good to me. But first, I've got to stop at Target or Walmart on my way home to get laminating sleeves and paper. Normally, I order all of that stuff off of Amazon. I literally live off of Amazon, but I ran out this time faster than I thought, and I don't have time to order any because I need to laminate something for tomorrow, so I'm going to have to go ahead and just go to the store and get it, even though it's normally a little bit more expensive, but I think I'll live for this one time, so I will catch you guys in the next clip. Just in case you were wondering, these are the laminating pouches that I personally always use. I really like the Scotch brand. They are by far the sturdiest that I have found. I typically get a 200 pack of them off of Amazon for about $20, so I do have that in my Amazon store if you are interested. So it's about 9 o'clock. I'm basically home for the first time today. I did come home quickly earlier just to change, but then I went to my friend's house and I went to the gym, so I'm just getting home. It is freezing outside and it's pouring down rain, so I think I'm gonna take a nice hot shower, get in bed early. Anytime before midnight for me is early, so this will be like awesome if I can get in bed at 10 o'clock. I'll work on TPT products until I'm ready to go to bed, and then hopefully I will get a good night's sleep and feel much better tomorrow morning. So I'm totally filming this at a traffic light because I didn't have time to film it before I left, but it is Wednesday, December 7th, I think. I had to be at school a little bit early this morning because we have grade level PLC that starts at 7:45 and that goes until 8:45. Then my students have testing all morning. recess, lunch, and then this afternoon is just kind of going to be catching up on stuff that we didn't get to do in the morning. So a little bit of math, a little bit of reading, and that will be it. So I will catch you guys at some point during the day. So this is what I'm currently working with. This is the line at Dunkin Donuts. So I forgot my lunch because I was in such a hurry leaving this morning. I guess I'm going to try to go to the vending machine and just grab like something because I am starving. But on the bright side, this means that I can kind of work through my lunch and get some work done since I don't have any lunch to eat. So I'm relieved my Scholastic book order finally came in today. I did order each one of my students a book. Every year I find one of the books on Scholastic that's only $1, and I get one for each of my students for Christmas. And I was cutting it close this year because I ordered it kind of late and I was worried it wouldn't get here, but it did. So I'll go ahead and show you what I got. These set of Magic Treehouse books was actually ordered by one of my students, but I need to hide them because that student doesn't know and it's supposed to be a surprise. I did earn, I think, like $10 in free books or something like that. So I did get another My Weird School set. My students really like these, so I figured I'd go ahead and get some of those. And then this is the book that I got for $1 each. I'm giving this to my students for Christmas, The Snow Day from the Black Lagoon. So each one of my students will get these. I'll have to wrap them up before next week. And then I did get a set of, I think, 8 copies of Frindle. I'm probably going to use this with my above level group for guided reading. We're going to do a literature circle with Frindle. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite books. So I figured I would go ahead and get a class set of them. I think they were only $1 each. So not a class set, sorry, a small group set. So I got 8 of them. I always like to have extras, and basically they were only $1 each. So I figured if I knew I wanted to do that book, I would go ahead and get it now. So I managed to get all of this for less than $2, which I actually thought was pretty impressive. I'll probably eat the popcorn and the little cookie things now, and then I'll save the pretzels for before going to the gym. I'll go ahead and show you my outfit today. This white shirt came from Kohl's along with the sweater. This necklace is also from Charming Charlie's. If you can't tell, I go there a lot. This red pencil skirt came from J. Crew, and then these are the same gold shoes that I had on Monday. So earlier in the video, I showed you how I change out my students' math homework at the start of a unit. I'm also going to show you how I manage the exit tickets. So I just quickly made these up last night. There's one for each lesson within the unit, and these go with the everyday mathematics curriculum. That's personally what we use. And so I go ahead and I print all of them out at once. I make the copies, I cut them in half, and then I go ahead and put the binder clip on them. I'm going to take out the ones that I need for later this week. The rest of them I'm going to take over to my filing cabinet. Bear with me for a second. And I'm going to show you how I store these. So within my filing cabinet, right here I have a folder for each unit of the math. Within the folder, I already have printed off the letters that go home at the beginning of the unit for the families. Those are all printed off and ready to go. And then I also have my unit tests for each one already printed. It just makes it a little bit easier for me as the year goes on. So I'm going to go ahead to unit 4, and I'm going to put the exit tickets in there. So at the start of each week, I will grab out, oh, it's really hard to do one-handed, whatever, you get the point. At the start of the week, I will just pull out the ones that I need for that week, and then the rest of them stay in the folder until I need them. So it's about 3:45, my last student just left for the day, so I'm going to spend the next about hour probably lesson planning for next week. That way I don't have to do it this weekend. And then after that, I'm going to leave, go to the gym, and then hopefully be productive tonight and get some things up on TPT, because last night I ended up working on stuff for my classroom. I didn't get anything on TPT, so that's the goal tonight. Fingers crossed. So I thought I'd quickly show you part of my lesson planning. I do like to have a bulleted out timeline of my day. That way I know exactly what I'm doing at each point during the day, because my schedule fluctuates a lot day to day because my specials are at different times, and this time of year with all the testing and everything else, it's crazy. So I like to really have a detailed list of what I'm doing. Over on this side is where I make my to-do list, so anything that needs to get done that day, I go ahead and put it there. I draw a little box so I can exit off once I've done it. If something doesn't get done, I go ahead and transfer it to the next day. So this is Friday of this week, and then I've gone ahead and started to do it for next week as well. Next week I don't have too much to actually do for my to-do list because it's a pretty easygoing week between testing and rehearsals and all that. There's not a whole lot going on, but this is a really simple system. I just have a plain notebook. notebook. I jotted down each day, but for me, it's what I found to work best to make sure that I don't forget anything and make sure that my entire day is planned out. So I just got to the gym and I'm really excited because I had a super productive planning period today. At the end of the day, I got pretty much everything done for next week, which is really good because that means I can then plan for January when we come back, and I won't have to do as much over my winter break, and I can dedicate that to videos and TPT and all the other good stuff. So yeah, this is happening. It is Thursday, December 8th. I'm currently waiting for my car to defrost so that I can go get coffee and head to school. Last night I ended up not working on anything, and honestly it felt really good. Normally I feel guilty if I don't work on things when I get home, but honestly I was just super tired. I don't know why, but this week is wiping me out. I think it's because of all the testing. So I got home, by the time I showered and dried my hair, it was 9 o'clock, and I just decided to lay on the couch and watch TV, and it was glorious. Best decision I've made all week. My day seriously just got so much better. So it's now my lunchtime, but I feel so guilty. Hopefully I'm not the only person this has happened to. I had a boy tell me his stomach hurt when we were testing this morning, and I kind of brushed it off because he tells me that his stomach hurts all the time. He's always the one that's complaining, and during indoor recess he threw up all over the floor. Teacher of the Year award. It's a little bit after 4 and I'm leaving school, which is nice. I don't have a whole lot to do when I get home. I do have to quickly plan out my math groups for tomorrow, but I'll show you how I do that because it's really simple. I'm going to go to the gym, come home, shower, and then go to trivia, which is something I do every Thursday night. I recommend you find some kind of activity or hobby or something that you can look forward to throughout the week. Personally, every Thursday night I go to trivia, and it's really good motivation for me to get through my week, and I know once I go to trivia I only have one more day left in the week, so I definitely recommend you find something like that, whether it's a paint night or going to a friend's house or going to the movies or just going shopping, something to look forward to. I think it makes the week a whole lot better. So my boyfriend's car was hit a couple weeks ago, so he currently has this Volkswagen Jetta as a rental car, and we had to get out the owner's manual, and it took us a good 15 minutes to figure out how to open the gas cap. I lied earlier when I said I was going to show you how I plan my math groups. I actually ended up changing my plans, and my students are going to do a little craft instead. So tomorrow I will show you what that looks like, but currently it is midnight. I got home from trivia around 10:30, quickly planned out the stuff for the craft, and I'm ready to go to bed, so I will catch you guys tomorrow. So it is Friday, December the 9th. It's about 8 o'clock. My kids come in at 8:15, so I'm just quickly making a couple of copies for our craft that we're making this morning. After we're done and my students go to special, I will show you what that looks like. I wanted to go ahead and show you my outfit for today. It is a casual day. Let me know down in the comments how often your school has casual days. Personally, we have 2 a month, and we have to donate money to a charity that's chosen. So I did get to wear jeans today, which is always exciting. And then I actually only wear the boots because I could not find the actual shoes that I wanted to wear. But I do have on my Teach shirt. This is a shirt from the Blue Envelope. It's one of the comfiest shirts that I own. I highly recommend it. I will put the link to it down in the description, and I also showed a closer up version of it in one of my other videos if you want to see that. This is the craft we made today for math. What I loved about it is there was pretty much no prep on my part. Basically, the students picked out a solid color piece of construction paper as the background of their gift, and then I had these strips cut out, and it only took about 5 minutes to cut them. So they picked a different color for the strips to represent the ribbon. I gave them this gift tag, so they wrote their fact family on the gift tag as a part whole relationship, and then they wrote their name on it as well. Then they took the 4 fact family facts and wrote it in each one of the boxes, so 2 addition facts and 2 subtraction facts. Then I gave them a bow to glue on, so this was super simple. I thought it'd be pretty cute to display in the hallway, and it was really easy to differentiate because I let my students pick their own fact families. I did tell them that their whole had to be larger than 10, but other than that, they got to choose, so my higher learners automatically challenged themselves and picked higher numbers. So there was nothing I really had to do to differentiate. My students just kind of did that on their own. So I thought this was hilarious. One of my boys who is autistic had his fact family, which was great, but then he used his construction paper to actually make a gift, and I do believe there's a pair of scissors inside. Liam, what are you doing?
I'm wrapping up a present for the number 9.
Why is it to the number 9?
Because the last time I tried to wrap a present for the number, I failed.
What about the number 8?
I'm going to do number 8 next.
Oh, what about 7?
That's after number 8. Number 6 is after number 7, and number 5 is after number 6.
So it's currently my planning time. I actually have double special today, so I have more planning time than usual. So I'm using this to quickly grade the exit tickets that I gave today during math. I actually gave 2 exit tickets because I forgot to give them the other day, but it was okay. We had a little bit longer of a math period today, so I just went ahead and gave them both. One thing I will recommend to you if you're not already doing it, I have my students turn these into my classwork bin, which is right here. As you can tell, I still have stuff from Halloween. Don't judge me. But as they turn them in, I will quickly grab them out and I go ahead and sort them into number order, so it's already in alphabetical order. That way when I grade it, I can very quickly put it into my grade book and it just takes a lot less time. When my students come back from special, they're going to be taking their spelling test. So I've gone ahead and put one of these strips at each student's desk. That way, as soon as they get in the room, they can go ahead and get their name on it and start numbering it. This is the simplest thing ever. I just take a bunch of this writing paper, I prep it in advance, I cut it right in half to make this strip so it doesn't waste a whole lot of paper. And I do keep a paper cutter in my room. This one is personally from Stampin' Up because my mom is a demonstrator for them, so I've had this for a couple of years. But Fiskars also makes quite a few different paper cutters that are thin and compact and easy to keep in your classroom. I definitely recommend you get a paper cutter if you don't already have one. It is a huge time saver and it just makes your life a whole lot easier. So during my planning time, I really quickly typed up these notes that I realized I needed to send home with my students. This one is about our Christmas party, but we call it a winter celebration. And then this is a reminder for our field trip that is on Monday. So these were both part of the Melon Heads like templates from Learning in Wonderland. So this is the same format as the newsletter that I showed you earlier in the video. I got the bundle that has the newsletters, the calendars, the notes, and the I can't think of what the other one's called, but it's a whole bundle of all of the templates together. I absolutely love these. One of the best purchases I have ever made. You can tell it's been a long day when you find your coffee still a quarter of the way full at the very end of the day sitting on a table. So it's about 5 o'clock and I am ready to get out of here. So normally on Fridays I stay late, like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I get all those little things done off my to-do list. But right now I actually don't have too much that I have to stay at school for. So I'm gonna go home, put on comfy clothes, sit on the couch, edit this video, get it put up on YouTube as soon as possible. So please give me some feedback down in the comments. Let me know if this is something you enjoyed and want me to continue doing. If not, that won't hurt my feelings. If it was just a one-time thing, that's totally fine. I just wanted to know if I should continue filming these or not. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to me if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video.